Hello and welcome to this summary of Lien's lankstaanskoene. I know a lot of you have been asking for it, so here it is. Finally, I've done it. It is the whole book is summarized in point form. I've left nothing out. So if you were anxious or a little bit stressed about Lien's lankstaanskoene and also the poetry, your 10 poems, I've done everything. I've summarized it all. The 10 poems are done in video format, and all the notes I will now make available to you. I'll also do this video about Lien just to show you how these summaries will work. This is really your solution. You don't need anything else apart from this, so I hope you like it. How do you access these summaries? Well, it's in a book that looks like this. I will email the book to you in the form of a PDF. These are the steps. You transfer, it'll be $100 for the Lien summaries and for the poetry summaries. You pay the money into that account. You email some sort of proof of payment to that email address. I reply, I attach the Lien and poetry summaries to your email. If you have any problems, just WhatsApp me or give me a call. The front cover will look like that over there. Okay. So let me help you out with the beginning of the book, the first few chapters, just to show you how these summaries work. Remember also, if you struggle with the grammar, this is the grammar book. You can get that at CNA or you get it at ITSI. Also, the information is available in the description. So pick up that book. This book is 130 Rand at ITSI. Unfortunately, it's a little bit more expensive at CNA. So let me show you how these notes work, how well they work. Okay, these are the notes that are from the book. You can please share this link to this video to your friends. Just maybe put it as your WhatsApp status so they can also benefit. And I hope this takes away some of the stress and that feeling of not knowing what's going on. Just hopefully this is one less thing that you have to stress about. Okay, so Lien's lankstaanskoene. The book starts off with this voorspel, a little bit of a prelude to the book. There's this boy watching a videotape, those old school tapes, okay, videotape with a blue sticker on it. He takes it out of the box. This is his favorite video. At this stage, we don't know who this boy is. Okay, and we also don't know who these characters are in the video. This becomes very easy when you get to the end of the book. Then you need to go back to these videos and identify these characters. But I'm not going to spoil the book for you now. It's very easy once you realize who they are. Okay, so in the video, this first video, there's a little girl in the pool. All these videos, and you'll see that there's lots of these. Almost at the end of every chapter, there's a video like this. And none of them have any sound. Okay, she's talking to someone outside the pool. A little boy with a red swimsuit is chasing around two little small dogs around the pool. Okay, the boy takes off his little swimsuit and he wheezes, he pees in the pool. The little girl screams, and then the camera swerves to a man that is standing there and frying some meat and drinking some beer. He has some braaitongs there and a bottle of beer. And die camera wys af na die cameraman se plakkies. It points down to the cameraman's or the camerawoman's shoes, and the little, in this case it's very feminine shoes, little slops with roses on them. Okay, so that is the start of the book. These characters, you need to be able to identify them later on in the book. Okay, so going on to chapter 1. Again, I've left nothing out of these summaries. So the whole book is summarized in like 20 pages. So I don't think you can make it any shorter than that. So none of these details you can leave out. Everything you need to know now. Okay, so if there's little details, all the characters, every single thing you need to know. Just read over it again and again, and then you'll know what it's about. Geel en gelukkig is our first chapter. And yellow and happy. So geel here means drunk, okay? So it means that she is drunk. And this is talking about Lien's mom, as we'll see. So she is drunk, okay? So that doesn't really work. Lien ken die geluid van haar ma se ritueel. So she describes a very important, a very familiar sort of ritual that she hears every day. And what is this ritual? They can ask you this. Describe it. Okay, beskryf die ritueel. Dis die geluid van die yskas se deur wat oopgaan. The fridge's door opens. The wine that's getting poured into a glass. Then the freezer door opens. Die vrieskas se deur maak oop. Die ysbak kraak. The ashtray cracks open. And ice blocks sort of plonk into the wine glass. And then her mother takes a sip. She takes a drink and she sighs. So those are very familiar sounds for Lien and her brother Bram. Okay, what does Bram typically do? He watches TV in the sitkamer, in the living room. It's very popular. Common dinner for them would be scrambled eggs and toast. Okay, for supper. Hulle eet dit met 'n blikkie boentjies with a tin of baked beans possibly that was left over from the previous day. Okay, then what happens typically is Lien se ma word dronk. She becomes drunk en luister kliphard na klassieke musiek. She puts on classical music. She really turns it up loud, louder than what her little CD player can handle. If you know what I mean, and that gets played out loud in their flat. Okay, what is typically in the fridge? Well, it's a box of wine, 2 Tupperware bowls, 3 tomatoes, a rama bakkie, and a sakkie milk. So if they could ask you this could come out in some kind of a test or one of those mix and match kind of answers. What is in Lien's yskas? So wat is in Lien se yskas in die eerste hoofstuk? Then you need to be able to say, that's wynboks 1 mark, rama bakkies, Tupperware bakkies, rama bakkie, 3 tomaties, sakkie milk. Each of those could be a mark. So you need to learn that. That is the kind of detail that they could ask. So it's painful, but again, it's something you can learn for and just get marks for. Okay, Lien se ma skink nog wyn en vryf oor Bram se krulhare en sê hy lyk soos Josh Groban. He has these dark curly hair that his mom likes to run her fingers through. Sy eet nie, she typically doesn't eat. The reason possibly would be that the alcohol has more of an effect. Sy gaan slaap vroeg met haar dagse klere aan. She doesn't even shower. She goes to bed with her day's clothes still on. Lien maak Bram se skoolbroek se soem reg. She takes on the sort of role as a mother in the household. The father is clearly absent. We don't know where the father is yet. Lien fixes the seam of his school pants. Then, interestingly, Lien looks in the mirror and she says to him, we don't know who the him is yet. Could it be her dad? Could she just be talking to her own reflection? She says, "Ek haat jou. I hate you." And then Lien likes to listen, as you'll see through the book, she likes to listen to Norah Jones. And the Norah Jones lyrics often sort of reflect the mood or the problems that Lien would experience. Okay, so a little girl with nothing wrong is all alone. So just reflecting Lien's loneliness there. Okay, that's chapter 1. Hoofstuk 2. Jou standaard skoolnommertjie, your standard little school number. Okay, just note that a common question could be how the title of the chapter links to the content of that chapter. Okay, so just be careful that you just note that you should know how that title links to the content. And I did put that in the summary of every single chapter, so it's sorted for you. Okay. Wouter, he is Lien's best friend at her new school. Hy loop in die oggende saam met Lien skool toe. Hy wag vir haar by die telefoonhokkie, waits for her by those old school phone booth things, and then they walk together from their block of flats. Sy vertel vir Wouter dat sy na skool by Tant Mali se koffiewinkel gaan werk. She is going to ask for work at Tant Mali se koffiewinkel. Okay? Tannie Bets, another auntie, she becomes quite important, so you need to know Tannie Bets and also Tannie Mali. She lives in flat number 504 in the same block. She got the job for Lien. Sy het die werk vir haar gekry. How much does she get paid? Well, sy word R10 per uur betaal en dan haar fooitjie. So she gets R10 an hour, excluding tips. Whatever she gets for tips, as a tip, you get add on to that. So the other option was a job at the hairdresser. They paid R15 per hour, die haarkapper, sonder fooitjies. Okay, without any tips. Bram, that's Lien's brother, you remember, he cycles to school on his fiets, on his bicycle. Okay. Lien is al meer as 'n jaar by hierdie nuwe skool, maar sy raak nie daarin gewoond nie. She's been at this new school now for a year. We don't know why yet. Why they're living in the flat? Where is the father? What happened? We just don't know as the reader. So all these holes in her story will get filled up later on in the book. Okay. She's not used to the school yet. She feels like an outsider still. Okay. And there are reasons for this. Okay, as we'll learn later on. Bram gaan na sy cricket vergadering. He goes to his cricket meeting that they have early in the morning. Hy het altyd by Lien gewag tot die klok lui. He used to wait for Lien, with Lien, until the bell went. So this is a little change in Bram's behavior, and as we'll see later on, that Bram he started there with Lien at the new school, and he gets involved more and more in the school, whereas Lien prefers to be the outsider. She prefers to stay separate. Okay, so Lien gaan voor school na die bibliotheek. Before school, she goes to the library. When now that Bram doesn't wait with her anymore, she goes to the library and she goes onto the internet. And what she does there is interesting. You need to know this. So agter in haar biologieboek maak sy 'n lys van plekke waar sy nog wil gaan. She makes a list of places that she still wants to go to. That she like to-do or bucket list of traveling bucket list, that sort of thing. Okay. Haar lys begin met Japan en dan Praag. So she makes a lys van Japan en dan Praag. And she Googles like facts and pictures of these places. And she does that sort of throughout the story. Okay. Lien se gunsteling vak, her favorite subject, yes, gunsteling vak is one word, is English with Mr. Macmillan. Lots of characters in this book. You need to know all of them. Okay, so what I would do when you read is get these summaries, buy these summaries, then you don't have anything to stress about, then all the content is there. Then what I would do is pull out all the characters, okay, and make a list of them. Then you'll really know the content well. Then you can start studying for the book. Okay, so Mr. Macmillan, hy dra vreemde kleurvolle hemde en dasse. He wears these strange, colorful shirts and ties, and he really lives into the literature. He lives he really takes hold of and lets his imagination run into the literature. He can even make, Lien says he even makes Macbeth seem or sound interesting. Then, during life orientation, lewensoriëntering, look at the spelling. There's another teacher, another character, meneer Prouvaire. They need to, moet al die kinders hulle name, they need to write down their names, en watter beroep hulle enig wil hê. They must fill onto a piece of paper. Lien vul in dat sy 'n prokureur wil word, that she wants to be a lawyer, and there's a reason for this, okay, and we don't know this yet. There's a reason why she wants to be a lawyer, so just make a mental note of that. So when you go through your notes the second time, you'll know why. Die meneer gaan hulle dan in groepies deel volgens wat hulle gekies het. So it's life orientation, they write down their name and the career they want to do, the job they want to do, and then they get divided into groups. Dan gaan hulle navorsing doen oor die vereistes. They're going to do research about the requirements, like the university requirements, the study requirements for this career. And Lien ends up in a very interesting group. Okay, she ends up with Mimi Spies, who becomes an important character, Sally Swanepoel, interesting but not important, and then Hein Venter, which at this stage when you read it you think, it's just a minor character. He becomes a very important character towards the end of the book. Okay, so just a little bit of a character description of those three. Mimi is by a mar, she's very skinny and she wears these thick rimmed glasses. Sally is quite promiscuous and she has a bit of a reputation with the boys. And Hein, he doesn't talk much and he has curly blonde hair. Okay. Sally wip haar toe Lien haar vra of sy gaan help. So Lien's like, are you going to sit there and help or not do anything, or are you going to help us? Then Sally sort of got annoyed and walked off. Okay. Mimi vra of iemand, sorry, let's fix that mistake, of iemand 'n prokureur ken. She asks if anyone knows a lawyer, and that she'll also ask her dad's lawyer for information. Then they do a sort of a role split. Lien's job is to look at the internet of what universities require for ICE. Okay. Hein will go to the firm, the law firm in the city to get information, and they just leave Sally. She's not gonna, you always have one of those people in the group that are not gonna do any work. Okay. Chapter 3. A cacophony van klanke, a cacophony of noises. It's like a cacophony is like a big noise. Okay. What happens here? Lien se ma staan en drink in die kombuis. She's drinking in the kitchen. She's listening to some Russian piano, classical music. Okay, that's what she does. That's her escape. Clearly there's something very much wrong something really went wrong in Lien's mom's life. Okay, we don't know her name yet either. She's just Lien's mom. We'll get to know the name later. Die musiek klink vir Lien of het van Rusland kan wees. It sounds like some Russian music to her. Die musiek ontwikkel tot 'n geraas, and there's the link to the title. Okay, a cacophony van klanke. So in a way, this is symbolic of Lien's life. This chaos, this chaotic music is symbolic of a lot of what's going on in Lien's life at the moment. A lot of questions that we can ask, but all these questions get answered. Lien vra dat haar ma vir haar Schubert moet speel, maar haar ma ignoreer dit. Her mother refuses to play the piano. They have a big piano in their flat. And Lien sort of gets annoyed and says she's going to sell this piano to buy food. This little family of Lien, Bram, and the mom, they have financial problems, deep financial problems. So yeah, Lien goes to the coffee shop. The name of the coffee shop is Tant Marley's Tuin, Tant Marley's Garden, for her interview with Marley Draai. Okay, that's her surname. Marley het helder oranje hare. She has bright orange hair. Weird little character. Marley vra of sy nou kan begin. She asks, well, can you start now? Because the waitresses, Agnes and Sophie, are very busy. Okay. She gives her the rules. These are the rules. You need to know these. 1. Die kliënte moet altyd tuis voel. The clients must always feel at home. Jy moet altyd vriendelik en geduldig wees. You must always be friendly and patient. Jy moet ook dadelik vir die kliënte spyskaarte gee en hulle vertel van die koek van die dag. Okay, let's just put a 3 in there. That's the third one. Jy noem die kliënte meneer en mevrou. You call them meneer en mevrou. Okay, you are very respectful. And you call me mevrou Draai, Mrs. Draai. You won't call me Marley. Lien moet die telefoonnommer in die linkerkantste hoek skryf. She must write the the table number in the left-hand corner, and she must copy the order precisely down, so that no mistakes slip in. She gathers that the tall girl is Agnes, and the short one with the plaited hair is Sophie. Okay, it's just sort of details that you can't just skip over. Okay. Die ou mense vergeet wat hulle bestel het. So Lien sort of realizes that the old people forget what they ordered. They often argue about their orders, and they usually only give a few cents as a tip, which is terrible for a waitress. 'n tafel wil betaal, maar Tant Marley is bank toe. So now at one stage there, something happens, and this is quite important. A table wants to pay. Tant Marley isn't there. She went to the bank. Lien works out what they owe and then gives 20% discount. So the total is 78 Rand. The man pays with 100 Rand, and Lien therefore thinks that she made 22 Rand tip. Tant Marley is baie kwaad, want die mense was nie pensionaris nie. She comes back and she realizes what Lien did. She says, well, these people weren't pensioners. Why did you give them 20% discount? So that was a mistake that Lien made. Sy trek die geld wat hulle kort betaal het van Lien se geld af. She deducts the money that they would have paid, or that they owed, or that they were short from Lien's money. So she's quite brutal, so quite unforgiving, one can say, as an employer. Okay. Wouter kom na die koffiewinkel na sy cricket oefening. So Wouter, her best friend, he comes to support Lien. Okay, he orders a Coke and a piece of cake of the day. It's quite sweet because Wouter doesn't really eat sweet stuff, yet we know he sort of just does it for Lien, because to support her. And she was very calm, very embarrassed when Wouter left her 10 Rand as a tip. Lien voel teleurgesteld oor die 36,38 wat sy gemaak het vir die middagse werk. She's quite disappointed. She only made 36 Rand and 38 cents for the afternoon's work. This is not going to help for her ticket to London, and this is what Lien wants to do. She wants to work, and her goal, so this is quite important, her goal is to buy a plane ticket. She wants to escape, essentially, fly to London. That's what she's saving money for. Wouter loop huis toe saam met Lien. He walks home with Lien. Sy maak hom haal hom gewoonlik by die cricket, maar hy het spesiaal met sy swaar cricketsak geloop om Lien te ondersteun. So he walked with his heavy cricket stuff. He walked all the way from school to the shopping center to come and support Lien. Normally his mom fetches him. So that makes Lien realize that, and the reader as well, that Wouter is her best, really is her best friend. Lien en Wouter het saam net onder 'n jaar by Jacaranda. So this is the school, it's Jacaranda. Just over a year ago, they started there together. They were sitting in the office together, I think, and they saw each other there, starting off at the new school. Then 'n paar dae later het hulle mekaar by die tandarts raak geloop. They saw each other at the dentist, and there Wouter asked her for a coffee at Wimpy. Okay? Wouter het haar vertel van sy pa in Bloemfontein. Wouter told her about his dad in Bloemfontein. His dad is in Bloem. They are in Pretoria with his mom now. Sy ouers se egskeiding, his parents' divorce, and their new beginning in Pretoria. Lien het ook vir Wouter haar hele storie vertel. Lien also told Wouter her whole story, which we, as the reader, we don't know her whole story yet. Okay, but we will find out. Hulle was dadelik beste vriende en hulle het saam geskinder oor hulle nuwe skool. So, they had something in common. They were both new, fairly late in school. Okay, grade 11, one would imagine, when they started there at their new school. That's quite late to start a new school, quite difficult. So, that meant that they had something in common and they could be good friends. Lien gets home. By die huis is daar 'n nota van Bram. Hy kuier weer by sy vriend Dion. So you need to know what Bram's friend is. It's Dion. Daar is 'n pot sop en vars rolletjies in die kombuis. There's a pot of soup and fresh rolls in the kitchen. Haar ma se kamerdeur is toe. This soup and rolls, this is not from Lien's mom. This is from Tannie Bets. Okay, I'm just going to add that in there. The soup and rolls comes from Tannie Bets, from the other flat. Lien raak aan die slaap terwyl sy na Nora Jones luister. Later word Lien wakker en sy vind haar ma. So she finds her mom, waar sy met oorfone, earphones aan sit en musiek luister, terwyl sy wyn drink. So classical music and getting drunk on cheap white wine. That is what Lien's mom does every night. Then again we have this video like we had in the beginning of the book. And we'll see this at almost every chapter now. Some character takes out these old videotapes and watches these old sort of home movies. And these things become important, and we'll know who, once again, we'll know who these characters are later on. 'n vrou met swart hare speel klavier. A woman with black hair is playing the piano with two small kids. Swart vrou met swart hare, two small kids, wat langs haar staan en sing. Die seentjie hardloop weg en slaan bollemakiesie somersaults op die rusbank. He makes a somersault on the couch. Clearly a very happy scene. The two dogs, the one black one and the one white one, they're barking by the glass door. But remember, everything is silent in these home movies. Die seun skud sy kop en glimlag. He shakes his head and smiles at the two dogs, and he plays it again. So whoever is watching these home videotapes shakes his head at the two dogs, and he plays it again, clearly enjoying watching these videos. Okay, I think we'll stop this video there, and then I'll do one more video on a few more chapters. But remember now, if these summaries are helping, just spend the 100 Rand or whatever and get the book. This is how you do it. I will email it to you as a PDF, and if you struggle with grammar, you get this book from CNA or from ITSI. If you have any questions, please email me, and then we'll sign it off there, and I will try make one or two more videos about Lien. Hope that helps, and good luck for the poetry and for Lien and everything, and also the rest of your matric here. Cheers.